My next guest says the chip shortage and other supply chain snags could start improving soon as manufacturing in Asia is picking back up. Joining me is Mark Smith, Wells Fargo Advisors Senior Vice President of Investments. Mark, it's great to see you again. So let's start with the semis. You see, I mean, is improvement there a bad thing? In some ways, has the squeeze been driven by the shortage?
Yeah, thanks for having me on, Kelly. I think that the semis are looking really good because you have all the different semiconductor companies from all over the world on the same page, and they're producing 24 hours a day. You've got even the U.S. with Intel coming into the game in a major way, as we saw, earlier this year. So we're actually seeing that many of the companies who are requesting chips are getting them, and that's great for the going into the Christmas season, when you see November and December has historically been truly amazing for the markets historically. Now you've got $1 trillion package going into infrastructure, which directly goes into middle-class homes. You got to remember that. Most folks who are going to get that $1 trillion are folks who are blue-collar workers who are going to go out there and be paving these roads, doing these bridges, and that's going to go directly into the economy. And so when you got the chips out there and they're getting into cars and TVs and all that, and we got a holiday season coming up, it could make for a tremendous holiday season this year. Because remember, last year we were all home, and now we're going to make up for it this year in 2021.
Do you think, though, when we look at the SMH, the leading ETF here, I believe going into the pandemic, it was around 140, which was already a pretty considerable rise in the previous few years. Now I don't think we're quite at 300 yet, but it's starting to look close. In other words, we've kind of doubled in 18 months. Is that going to be permanently sustainable? I mean, look at NVIDIA. It is now one of the largest companies in the world, so maybe the answer is yes. But I guess if you're buying here, you would have to say there's not going to be a reset like there was with lumber, for instance.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely right. I think that this demand is going to continue. You really can't get away from any of these chip makers. And no matter what you buy, whether it's a cell phone, a watch, or a thermometer for your turkey for Thanksgiving, you're going to have to use these going forward. And so I think that there's still a lot more upsides, Kelly.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.